Uncharted is a globally recognised game series turned star-studded film, and now it has assumed roller coaster form as Uncharted: The Enigma of Penitence. The 700-metre-long roller coaster features an intimate multi-dimension ride system, which allows the train to rotate throughout the course to provide unexpected thrills. The queue for this ride is phenomenal, featuring layers of dense theming in the wooden-clad Western-style office, and the animatronics which introduce a story while guests wait to be welcomed into a dark, winding second queue. The first section of the queue line is nice and mellow, with nice Easter eggs littered about. The second section of the queue ramps up the hype. With skeletons and spikes on the ceiling, you are taken through the temple which the characters are shown to be trapped in the first section of the queue. Air cannons take guests by surprise, emulating the breeze as poison arrows whiz by and guests can tiptoe over a plank of wood to avoid falling into the cavity below. After, guests are held in a cave where screens further explain the story with mild lighting effects. It's a jaw-dropping queue which breaks the previous theming oversights of other coasters. Unfortunately, the amazing queue theming seems to have stolen the budget of the coaster theming after it. You board the 12-seater vehicle in the cave, illuminated by warm lighting, and then take off into the first scene. A man with a rocket launcher breaks open what I can only describe as a rock, and then the ride vehicle is sent into a spin. You are then plunged into the unwavering darkness of the ride, met by the aforementioned lack of theming. The first of 5 launches gives you a nice kick into a projection, which has some nice CGI, but little theming around the cloth curtain. On darker POVs, the projection looks crisp and the curtain unnoticeable, so perhaps safety allowing, making the room darker would enhance its effect. The turntable turns in time with a rockfall, which is an incredible use of audience distraction, for then you roll sideways into another launch, then up a spike. This is my favourite element, as the breeze whipping into your face, combined with the strange new feeling of weightlessness as the car rotates, provides a sweet thrill. You see the glowing top of the building that sits nearly 40 feet above ground before rolling back down into the launch again, giving a thrill that, while it sounds like I'm selling it short, is akin to an ultra-deluxe disco coaster. You then take on other twists and turns which the vehicle spins itself into, providing impressive airtime for such a vertically short coaster, and there are some glowing rocks dotted about as theming. These boosts are fun and fairly punchy, however some don't take you too far, but overall they provide a good case as to why LSMs are a great launch option. Snappy, short and fairly silent aside from the sci-fi electric sound they produce. There are more projections as you go, and then you rise into arguably the best bit of the ride. You see the characters overhead in a helicopter as you slowly drift backwards into what feels like a steep drop. It pushes you into your seat, and the slow roll over the edge gives an exciting moment of hang time before plunging you into a great drop. As you spin into the station, you are left utterly astounded by the last element, but also smiling from that all-round unique experience. Theming aside, the layout blows it out of the water. It's unique, it's fun for thrill seekers and families, and the vehicle is comfortable to ride in. Hopefully, PortAventura will hear the feedback and update the theming. Sally Dark rides can theme incredibly well, as proven by their other ride at the park, Sesame Street Mission, whose theming doesn't let up at any point in the ride. All they need is an appropriate budget. I'm glad they didn't sacrifice the queue theming because the wait times can get steep and it helps to keep people engaged, but I'd like to see this ride be an ongoing project. PortAventura is great at maintenance, so hopefully it applies to improvements made here. A lot of complaints have arisen about the wait times, and it seems like it's a general issue with throughput when not all trains are running. We have the same issue in the UK with the oftentimes 2-hour-long avalanche queues. Possibly it would benefit from a virtual queue or more crowd control if wait times remain impossibly long, similar to the addition of a virtual queue on Hurricane Condor for this year. However, removing the single rider queue is not the solution. Perhaps giving clearer meaning for what the queue is would help, as I was yelled at for pushing in when I disappeared down a different line. The merch is subtle and nice, with weathered caps, dusty coloured t-shirts, camping cups and map-themed stationery. The shop is refreshingly air-conditioned and completes the experience perfectly. I love this coaster despite its flaws, and I would normally be overly critical of a ride with screens and empty theming in places, but I would be lying if I said it didn't make me laugh every time I rode it, and I didn't make the shop a part of my frequent browsing trips around the Far West. The layout is a definite 10 out of 10. The queue theming is the same score. The ride theming is 5 out of 10 for the loading area, the first scene, and an uncertainty of the screen story due to the language barrier, as it might prove good for the theme. The merch is a 7 out of 10, the caps are gorgeous, and the theming is tasteful, but I feel for such a big franchise now, the lineup is limited, though I'm sure it will expand. The overall experience, despite all this, still comes out at world class. This enthusiast has a soft spot for this not so perfect entry into the IP ride world. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this coaster. It's a nice adventure, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye bye!